as to why we're all here. David and Ron, of course, assembled Unifii some time ago with the primary purpose really focusing on bringing wealth building tools, strategies, and principles to anyone who feels like they just don't have enough security, financial freedom, cash is one way of putting it, in their life. The idea of increasing one's financial IQ and helping them through this process to really take control of their lives. I mean, you know, we get on these calls every Wednesday and we just kind of, we review in a couple of seconds our purpose, but really it's a critically important purpose. And we know that on the corporate side of things, every time that we're meeting as a group, we focus and are always reminding ourselves of how critically important not only getting this information to you is, but also helping you interpret this information in a way that can and will have a profound impact on your quality of life. It's, I'll tell you, there's nothing more stressful than having too much month at the end of the money, and it just seems for so many people in so many countries these days, this is an ongoing and unfortunately an amplifying problem. So we feel like our purpose is genuine. We feel like the timing is very good for us and also very good for you to be sharing these concepts and these tools with those around you. So without any further ado, let's dive right into all the material we want to share with you this week.
That's awesome, John. And again, we want to remind everybody that we have a phenomenal promotion that's going on right now. So this call is going to be chock full of some incredible announcements and excitement. And so why don't we start off with, quite frankly, an incredible promotion. And we have quite a few people from all parts of the world taking full advantage of this promotion, enrolling 3, 6, 9, 12 people already, and also starting to see some duplication already as well. So we're very, very excited for those folks for sure. Their organizations are obviously growing. They're
as to why we're all here. David and Ron, of course, assembled Unifii some time ago with the primary purpose really focusing on bringing wealth building tools, strategies, and principles to anyone who feels like they just don't have enough security, financial freedom, cash is one way of putting it, in their life. The idea of increasing one's financial IQ and helping them through this process to really take control of their lives. I mean, you know, we get on these calls every Wednesday and we just kind of, we review in a couple of seconds our purpose, but really it's a critically important purpose. And we know that on the corporate side of things, every time that we're meeting as a group, we focus and are always reminding ourselves of how critically important not only getting this information to you is, but also helping you interpret this information in a way that can and will have a profound impact on your quality of life. It's, I'll tell you, there's nothing more stressful than having too much month at the end of the money, and it just seems for so many people in so many countries these days, this is an ongoing and unfortunately an amplifying problem. So we feel like our purpose is genuine. We feel like the timing is very good for us and also very good for you to be sharing these concepts and these tools with those around you. So without any further ado, let's dive right into all the material we want to share with you this week.
That's awesome, John. And again, we want to remind everybody that we have a phenomenal promotion that's going on right now. So this call is going to be chock full of some incredible announcements and excitement. And so why don't we start off with, quite frankly, an incredible promotion. And we have quite a few people from all parts of the world taking full advantage of this promotion, enrolling 3, 6, 9, 12 people already, and also starting to see some duplication already as well. So we're very, very excited for those folks for sure. Their organizations are obviously growing. They're making significant income already, which is going to be even more money for them to be able to use with some of the things that we're going to be announcing today. So it's all good. Anyhow, if you haven't taken advantage of this yet, I hope that after our call here tonight that you will be yet more energized than you already are to be able to take full advantage of what we have here at Unifii. So again, this promotion is both September and October, and we're wanting you to take full advantage of this as well. Now, you all know that increasing your financial IQ is very, very important to us, and we certainly know that it's important to you should you really want to take a good run at accomplishing a lot of those goals, dreams, and aspirations. Sometimes I like to put it to retire sooner and retire wealthier than you ever thought possible, because that's at the end what we're attempting to do. And I can assure you that just being with us and being a part of this family is not only going to benefit you, but if you're like me, it's going to benefit your family and generations to come, because this is information that can be used over and over again. And the sooner people start using this information in their lives, the greater wealth they're going to end up having the ability to enjoy during their retirement years. So that's what this is all about. When it comes to wealth generating, we obviously want to diversify ourselves. And what that means is you're going to have some different assets that are a little bit less riskier, long-term types of investments. You're going to want to have some midterm investments, and you're going to want to have some, I would call them high risk, but high reward as well. And that's obviously not something that you put a significant amount of your money in. And these altcoin reports are exactly that. These are kind of like penny stock reports. This is the concept of getting in on Apple, getting in on Amazon, getting in on some of these incredible companies that at the start, nobody necessarily knew exactly what was going to happen. Well, that's exactly what's happening in the altcoin world and in the cryptocurrency world, in the blockchain world. There are companies emerging that are engaging in this type of technology and are using technology to, quite frankly, solve a lot of problems that are current in our marketplace today. And this is the future. So these are the companies that are on the right track. They've got the right people. And what we do is we have reports made up of the companies that are already on exchanges, already in their roadmaps and moving beyond a lot of the things that they may have initially came out with when they came out into the marketplace. And these are companies that are at the forefront of accomplishing a lot of the problems in their niche environments. And so these reports are really important. And I don't necessarily believe that they have been taken advantage of as much as they should have. And I do want to continue to put light on this, because the reality is you should be considering putting some of your funds in some of these. I'm not going to tell you how much, because we don't tell people what to do. We just provide information that helps them make better decisions. So please go in your back office, take a look at our newest altcoin report, Request Network. Quite an interesting coin and company with the people that are behind it. I think that you'll find it very interesting. Their score was an A, strongly considered. You need to read the report so that you can make your own decision as to whether or not this should be part of your cryptocurrency portfolio. Just so you all know, we certainly look at these with a very serious note. We participate in them on our own because we believe they're awesome. And we look at these as long-term potentials, which is exactly the way I put those in there. So who knows where these will be in 6 months, a year, 3 years from now. I have a sneaky suspicion there might be some really, really nice Christmas gifts coming along in a couple of years. This is the kind of stuff. And if you're not here now, you'll be crying the blues later, just like everybody else who thinks that they've missed cryptocurrency, i.e. Bitcoin, and they cry about the fact that only if I got in when it was at $300 or whatever the case may be. A lot of these coins are pennies. So take a good look. Now, I talked a little bit about this slide last week. I talked about seeing the future today. I just love that line of communication, and that's exactly what we attempt to do as best as we can. We provide you information that helps you see the future as best as we can today, allowing you to make better buying decisions. So as you know, David Dewar is our CTO, and you'll hear a little bit about him later on. He'll be sharing some things with you, but he does an incredible work in the background of taking a lot of the information that I know that I've learned and he's learned over the years, and getting it into the ability to be able to use machine learning to help us accomplish things that, quite frankly, as I was sharing with my wife today, would take lifetimes, multiple lifetimes to try to do by hand. And so we have this, we own this is ours, and you'll understand that what this does is gives us a significant amount of power to be able to create what we need to create, which is leading me into our next part of our presentation. Now, in reference to our current signals, we have a big announcement tonight. I want to go through our current signals, and then I want to talk a little bit about what's been going on in the background and what's coming. As you know, we have our daily signals, which are excellent signals that have been providing wonderful results for people that have been following these daily signals. And of course, accompanying these daily signals is our step-by-step trading with Binance. And what it has done, it really does give people that are using this current system the ability to even maximize that even more by putting in some basic rules, trading rules, that can help protect your trades as well as taking profit from your trades as well. And for those of you that are, plugged in, you'll realize that you can even take advantage of leverage, but doing it so very, very responsibly. The other signals that we have are our live signals, and I think that photograph kind of gives you a little bit of an idea, meaning it's a very active signal, and it could fire off 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day. And what we found is that oftentimes people were having a difficult time catching the signals. Oftentimes they weren't sure what to do when they were maybe going to bed and wanting to know whether or not they should be getting out or should they stick it out and things of that nature. So the live signals were, again, incredibly successful as well. But what we found was that the feedback that we were getting from the marketplace was that, in fact, they were too frequent and that it was just difficult to kind of stay on top. It sounded exciting initially, but then realizing that it took up a lot of their time and attention and focus when, in fact, they wanted to be doing other things. So we took a lot of this information, as we've been talking about for the last 2-3 weeks on these calls, and our leaders have been listening to the people that are using our products, and they've been communicating with us, and so that we have a real ear to the ground through our leadership council and other leaders all around the world, telling us what they would like to see us come up with. So in that, what we ultimately did was we made some decisions. You heard me talk about what we've been doing in the background. We've heard me talk about the fact that we've been testing and retesting. And so let me share with you what we're going to be doing moving forward. First and foremost, what we're going to do for the live signals is we're going to terminate them. And we're terminating them only because if people are unable to use them successfully and use them regularly, then in reality, we're not truly providing somebody the value that they're looking for through our subscriptions. And what we're always trying to do is to provide the best value we possibly can. Now, the daily signals, on the other hand, are being used by, quite frankly, the majority of people in our company. And so we absolutely want to make sure that we keep the daily signals. Now, what we're doing with the daily signals is we're not changing anything except for the name. And in a moment, you'll understand why we're changing the name. And the purpose is so that there's not confusion down the line. And so we're just trying to get ahead of the curve more so than anything else. It's the exact same signals. So therefore, if you happen to be using daily signals right now as we speak, nothing will change. The only thing you'll notice is that the name has changed from daily to advanced. We're still going to have the step-by-step trading with Binance. As you can see here, it says advanced Telegram group. And so we're separating the super, super simple, which I haven't announced yet, with something that if you wanted to add some trading rules with, can actually help you to even profit more, which what we've learned from people is that it's a little bit more advanced. It does take a little bit more time, a little bit more involvement. Plus, this particular signal is also going to be going through some more testing as well. And we're going to start introducing even more aggressive trading strategies with this daily signal, which is now the advanced. So now you can understand why we're wanting to call it our advanced signal. We really want people to kind of grow into this signal. Well, if we want people to grow into this signal, then what the heck are they going to be starting out with? Well, the feedback that we've been getting from the folks out there is that people are looking for something that really doesn't require them to be constantly worrying about the price and really a little bit more long-term driven. You know, our philosophy is protect and grow. And so what you need to understand when it comes to protect and grow, you want to take a look at long-term, and long-term success happens when you know when to hold them and when to fold them. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what we're going to do. Now, I'll tell you what, David has been doing some incredible work. This is kind of the actual signals that are triggered for the past 2 years. And you can see that what we're doing is we're showing you ways to win in a bull market, and we're showing you how to protect your wealth in a bear market as well, which is really, really important, because we want to make sure that you're taking advantage of the downturn as much as you're taking advantage of the upturn. Plus, there's some more growth over here, more growth there. So the whole concept is to protect your gains and then turn your gains into greater gains. It's as simple as that. But we wanted to do it in a way that anybody can use them anywhere around the world. So, introducing our universal signals. Now, why do we call it a universal signal? Let me share with you. First and foremost, this is a once a day signal, which means it can only change at midnight UTC time. Now, UTC time, for example, I live in the East Coast of North America, and UTC time for me, midnight UTC time, for me is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you live on the West Coast in Vancouver or California or wherever on the coast, that would be 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that doesn't mean that this signal changes every day. What it means is it can change, but it can only change once a day. See, what we're doing is we're really, really dialing in to trend trading. The whole idea is to identify where the market trend is, what the future is of that trend, and taking advantage of it, just like I kind of showed you on that previous slide. The other thing that's really important about this universal signal is it does not require precision timing. I'll explain in a second why that is. But again, it's pretty simple to understand. If in fact this is long-term and there's very few trades, the fact that you could be off of 20, 30 bucks or even 100, 150 bucks at the end of the day means absolutely nothing. It really doesn't. So what does that mean? It means that if you happen to be in part of the world where that signal could come out at 2 in the morning or something of that nature, don't fret. Because even when you get up at 6 or 7, you take a quick look as part of your day, you'll realize that, quite frankly, the price could be slightly better, slightly worse, and in the long term, it'll have almost no effect. The other thing that's really important with this universal signal is that, on that note, fees don't matter because there's so few trades that the fees no longer really make a difference. Now that opens up a whole new door that we weren't able to get into before, and that's because fees did matter because there was a lot more trades. And so what is really, really neat about this is that people from all around the world are able to use these. There's no limitations to certain countries being able to actually access this. As well, some of our folks, you may or may not realize this, but some of our members in certain parts of the world are actually unable to get a telegram message sent to them because it's actually blocked by the government. So with this universal signal, it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you live. All you need to do is check your back office once a day. Takes 15, 30 seconds, and either the signal changed or it didn't. If it didn't, you do nothing. If it did, you just do something very simple, which is simply go from Bitcoin to currency. And I'll share this with you in a second. That makes this even simpler. What's cool about this is that you can now use any exchange you want. You don't need to be kind of locked in to Binance or BitMEX, where people get in there and freak out when they see all the charts and graphs and everything going all over the place. It's so intimidating. Well, now you don't even have to go on an exchange at all. As a matter of fact, what you could do if you wanted to is you could actually grab a fiat wallet, a wallet that has both fiat and cryptocurrency in it, something like Zappa or something like Uphold. I think there's a Wired Up or something like that. There's tons of them out there where you can actually just go back and forth from your own currency into Bitcoin and back and forth. And some of these wallets will even provide you a credit card if in fact that's part of their service. So now just think about it. You're now going to get a signal. It takes you about 20 to 30 seconds to take a look at. It protects and grows your wealth. You don't need to know anything about trading whatsoever. You can just open up a wallet that doesn't take you more than 10 minutes to do, and you are in business. You have now entered into the cryptocurrency world, taking advantage of what I think is a phenomenon even bigger and greater than what the internet was. I think it is, because this is going to cover things that has never been dealt with before. Dealing with people around the world, the unbanked people around the world, which is almost, believe it or not, close to 35 to 40% of the population, which is mind-boggling. So what this is going to open up for people is really, really something that I don't even quite frankly know what it's going to do. But I know this, that when something like this comes around, and they don't come around very often, you want to take advantage of it and be at the forefront, even though it might feel a little bit uncomfortable and maybe you're treading into waters that you're not very familiar with. You want to be ahead of the curve, because that's where the greatest success lies. So it's pretty cool. We have a universal signal that you can use anywhere. You can use it on wallets, exchanges. It doesn't necessarily matter how close at a time you get it, and you can use it any part of the world, and it's only once a day. Pretty freaking awesome. Now let me share with you something. A signaling system like that is really only as good as its results. I mean, at the end of the day, you can have a signal system like that, but if it's not going to reap you the rewards you're looking for, well, then how good of a system is it? So why don't we take a good look at what the last 2 years would have looked like with this algorithm. What we do is we put in rigorous back testing. That's how algorithms are tested. You go back as far as you can, you grab a ridiculous amount of data, the fluctuating prices of Bitcoin, and you take a look at the volumes, and you take a look at market indexes and things of that nature. And then you identify what would be the best algorithm, taking into consideration all sorts of mathematical equations. And then you create that algorithm, which is our proprietary algorithm that myself and Dave own. Nobody else has access to this. That means you're the only ones who have access to this. And then you test it. You then take it and you run it back and you see how well would you have done if you had been following the signals that this algorithm would have produced. And this is how you test. Well, in the last 2 years, this particular algorithm would have produced 13 trades, of which 92.3% were winners. So let's put that in dollars and cents. If you had started with $5,000 2 years ago and you had gone ahead and did those 13 trades, your ending balance would be $124,048. And your commissions, because there's only 13 trades, $893. So you see, the fact that we've now taken the fees out of the equation, that starts to open up a whole new realm of algorithms that we couldn't otherwise use because the fees were eating up the profits. So when you take a look at this, what is the actual gain over those 2 years? 2,381%, which is 18.12%. Now, let me stop. Does that mean for sure that's going to happen next year or in the next 2 years? Absolutely not. That doesn't matter if we're talking about the normal stock market or cryptocurrency. It doesn't matter what about anything. Nobody can determine what the market's going to do in the future. But what we have is we have the ability to make great buying and selling decisions based on what's happening in the future so that we can take advantage of the ups and downs. That's what we're doing. Now, does that mean you're going to get a 14% gain every single month? Of course not. That's crazy. There's going to be months where it's going to be less. There's going to be months where it's more. But this is averaged out over those 2 years. Now, what if you were in a buy and hold situation, which is not a bad idea? A lot of people are buying into Bitcoin and just sitting on it and not doing anything. Well, is that costing you money if that's you? Compared to buy and hold, a starting BTC balance of 5,000, ending balance would be 53,634 bucks. That's pretty damn awesome. That's like 10 times your money. Where are you getting your 10 times your money in 2 years? That's incredible. And that's a total gain of 974%. But you got to ask yourself the question. If you had these signals and you were following these signals, would it be worth it for you to pay the 80 bucks a month to be able to have the difference of a 2,381% gain as opposed to 974? I think we all know the answer. So what we did was we said, well, that's 2 years. How about we take a look at the last year and see if we can see some consistency? Because that's what we want. Not only do we want great returns, we want good returns, i.e. through the algorithm, and we want to make sure that the algorithm is functioning correctly in many multiple environments. Again, it's not perfect, but it's pretty darn good. So what are the 1 year results? Well, 1 year results is 7 trades. So it's not like there was 12 trades in 2 years ago and all of a sudden 1 trade this year. No, it's about half and half. 85.7% winners, so not exactly the same. Again, starting balance in 1 year would have been $5,000. Ending balance would have been $34,770 bucks. That's not bad. We're talking 7 trades. We're talking, let's just say it takes 5 minutes a trade. That's talking about in a year, you invested 30 minutes of your life and you were able to do something like this. Total commissions, $228. You see, this is what makes it an algorithm that we can run that we couldn't otherwise run. That means your total gains are 595% in the last year. Average monthly gains 15.44. Again, can't guarantee these. All we can do is do our best to make sure that we're taking advantage of the volatility that lies in the market trends of Bitcoin. This is called trend trading. Now, compared to buy and hold, 5,000 turned into 11,180, $12 commissions because you have to buy it and you have to sell it. If you're wondering why there's a commission on buy and hold, you have to buy it and you do sell it so we can compare apples with apples. And the total gain is 124%, which is pretty freaking awesome. I mean, who's going to complain in a 1 year have 124% return? Nobody complains. But again, 595%? Or 125%. So what does that mean? It means that our goal is to beat the market. That's our goal. Our goal is always to ensure that we're saying to ourselves, where's the value? The value is we need to beat, buy, and hold. If we could beat the market 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, that is the winning formula. And that is what David and I have created. Most institutions will come up with this kind of stuff. They'll tell absolutely nobody. They'll use it themselves. They'll create their own financial institutions, get all the licenses and all that stuff to do all that stuff. That's not what we do. Our job is research, find the algorithms, and we share it, and we do so through a subscription. We don't touch your money. We don't want to touch your money. We want to help you actually protect your money, and we want you to have the ability to be able to do the things that you want to do without us being involved in those decisions. We know our place. That's our place, and that's why we're 100% legal all around the world, and why we're able to do this, because we stay away from those type of things. So now when this ultimately goes live, and David's going to share with you when it goes live, and it's not that far, very, very close, but we want to make sure that we do it responsibly so that everybody's feeling comfortable all around the world. We do need to give a little bit of time so that everybody knows what's coming and how to prepare themselves for it. You're going to see a universal signal box, and then you'll see an advanced signal box. Simple as that. Nothing's changed. Just the name went from daily to advanced. Nothing's changed there. And this universal signal is, of course, the new signal. And the live signal no longer exists. So when you click on the universal signal, this is what you'll see. You'll actually see only one box, and you're not even going to see a dollar amount. And the reason you're not going to see a dollar amount is because the dollar amount doesn't matter. What matters is the algorithm has come up with a decision that says there's a high probability that the markets are going to go down, or there's a high probability that the markets are going to go up. Plus, we don't even know what exchange you're going to be on, or whether or not you're using a fiat wallet that also has cryptocurrency in it. So there's no way in the world for us to know what that price is. All we know is that now is a good time to get out, or now is a good time to get in. Know when to hold them and know when to fold them. There's also a click here to learn more. There'll be a little video that'll pop up, and that's going to give you ability for what I'll do is just do a little explanation of what the universal signal is and how we use it, and for the different types of people that should take advantage of that signal if it fits into their lifestyle. Plus, we have minimal to no training required. I mean, open your wallet, make sure you got some Bitcoin in it, and then follow the signal. You're in and out. That's it. There's no exchanges. There's no stop losses. There's no take, none of that stuff. That's all in our advanced, which is the current daily, that's only going to be rebranded to advanced. It's as simple as that. Let's not complicate it. I just want to give you another image here. This is the back office kind of blown out a little bit more. The top end is the exact same, but the bottom part, I just put a red box around it, is our Telegram notifications. So we're going to have a brand new Telegram channel for our universal signal. I want you to think of it as an alarm clock, because what we're going to do is we're going to send out a signal every single day at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 8:01, whatever. And it's just basically to say, hey, don't forget to check. Because we want to create that habit for everyone all around the world to just make sure you check. Now, again, signals may not change for a month, may not change for 6 weeks, or they could change in 2 weeks. Nobody knows. So you just want to pop in, take a quick peek, and pop out, and you're good for 24 hours. Simple as that. So you'll want to sign up for our universal signal, which is really important, but there's really not much going on in there. We, of course, still have our daily signal, and if you're registered in our daily signal, the only thing that's going to happen is we're going to change the name, and it's going to become our advanced signal. It's simple as that, or advanced channel. It's the same thing. Nothing's changed. We're using the exact same rules, same everything, same signals, everything. Nothing has changed. And if you happen to be in the live channel, then that Telegram channel will get shut down. But again, we're going to be sending out messages on those channels over the next 3-4 days just to make absolutely certain that people are getting the message, know what's going on. We'll have links to the video and things of that nature so everyone knows what's going on so no one's caught off guard. Okay? Really, really important for us to do that. So I'm going to pass the call over to David. I'm very, very excited about what we've come up with, and we have more things coming, of course, but we believe that we have done what was asked of us, and we've been able to respond to the marketplace demands, and we've been able to do so fairly quickly. I mean, yesterday was our third month anniversary. We've been in this business for 3 months. We've given out over $500,000 in commissions. I was thinking about that today. Over $500,000 in commissions in Bitcoin. So we've actually distributed over $500,000 worth of Bitcoin already to our members that are getting involved. And we haven't even scratched the surface. So again, I'm super excited about what we've done. I want to thank the leaders. I want to thank the council. I want to thank all of you that have been with the company, understanding that we're in progress, but we're certainly doing whatever we need to do as best as we possibly can. Again, we're not perfect, but we certainly do whatever we can to improve upon ourselves each and every day so that we're providing the best value to each and every one of you. So let me turn the call over to my good friend and partner, David. David?
Hey, Ron. Yeah, so as you described, we're very excited to bring this to you. We've been working hard in the background. We've been showing little sneak peeks as we've been going along, but now we're getting very close, as you can see on the slides, to releasing this to you. These signals are currently running. We just haven't turned them on for you, and we're planning to do that on Monday. So as Ron said, we had discussions with folks, the leaders, when we should do this, how much time do you need, and the answer that we kind of concluded on was Monday. And we're going to do it in such a way as it doesn't impact you at all. So if you're following the current daily signals, after that signal comes out on Monday morning my time, so I'm in Eastern time as well, which would be around 8 a.m. Around 9 a.m. is when we're actually going to flip things over. And so basically you won't miss that signal. And we're going to work hard to get that up and running so that by the time the next signal is going to be available, the system will be up and running, and all should be good. So as it says here, the signals will be down, but they're not going to impact your trading if you're using the daily. If you're using the live signal, we are planning to decommission that, as Ron talked about, so that will be no more. So if you're currently using the live and you're using that for trading, we're kind of putting out notice to you that that these are going to shut down on Monday as well. So that should give you plenty of time, just given the nature of how that signaling system works, to get out well in advance of that time. So you shouldn't have any problems there. So once we're up and running, we're targeting that by 2 p.m. Eastern time, you'll be able to sign into the back office. You'll see the new universal and advanced signals there, and you can start using them. So that's our plan, and we're excited about it, and definitely looking forward to helping you grow your wealth, as Ron said. We sincerely hope that you get the most out of them and like them.
Thank you, David. Greatly appreciate all the work that you're doing. But it's just great to have a team here at the head office that allows us to be able to kind of go into our own little corners and do what we need to get done so that we can provide what we do. And one of those guys is John Kinnear. And John does just an incredible job of both teaching and training people how to take advantage of the business opportunity that's associated with Unifii. He himself is accomplished in this industry, continues to earn a 5-figure income monthly from something he built 20-something years ago. The gentleman is a wealth of information. He's a funny cat. He cares about your success, and he works diligently to do whatever he can to help you ultimately accomplish your goals and dreams and aspirations through our business model.